What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back for another video. And as you can see, it's a DC video, it's an unboxing video, it's a build-a-figure video. So I tell you what, let's get this thing started. Yep, you were looking at this. Not one figure, not two figures, but three figures is what we're doing today. I was actually finally able to get a Scarecrow, and that was solely because of the generosity of some viewers that actually watch my channel. And I actually got three of them, which is cool because I talked about on my live stream. I want to try to do something sort of creative with the Scarecrow figure because he doesn't have legs. I don't know. I've got some ideas. But as you can see, the very first figure I actually got was the Nightmare Batman right there. This actually is a really cool Batman figure. I actually dig this one a lot, and I'm super stoked to get him. The second one I got was Omega, and I got him on a toy hunt the same time I got Nightmare, I do believe. And then I found Wonder Woman, which is a unique figure. And like I said earlier, thanks to the generosity of some viewers, I have Scarecrow now, which I have still never seen Scarecrow in the wild, in any store. Well, let me take that back. Once I got him, then I started seeing him. And I need to know something. Does that ever happen to you guys? Like, you never see something, never see something, never see something. Then as soon as you get it for either a trade or whatever, all of a sudden you see them everywhere. So yeah, I'm seeing Scarecrow everywhere now. But anyway, like I said, Nightmare right there. We got the cards. The Build-A-Figure pieces that come with him are the actual hands and the head sculpt. So we got that. I think what we're going to do, we're going to do some unboxings. I want to show the figures off, but let's do the boxes first. We'll start with Omega right here. The Omega figure, it's actually pretty cool in its own right. It doesn't come with any accessories, just a couple of hands, but it also comes with the legs for the Bane Build-A-Figure. But it's a relatively simple figure, but it looks good. And I don't know about you guys, when it comes to Build-A-Figures, I very rarely ever take the figures out of the boxes before I actually get all the pieces to build the Build-A-Figure. Unless it's a figure like this that I think is just amazingly cool, and I won't take photos of it. So there's Omega right there. Next we have Wonder Woman, and this is a very unique Wonder Woman. She's got a mohawk. Not your typical Wonder Woman figure. The Build-A-Figure pieces that come with her are the left and right arm, but she does have a really cool sword, and there's a sheath in there on her side. So this is going to be a really cool figure as well. I may actually take this figure and do a little weathering on it. I don't know. She's a little too clean, I guess. But it's a good looking figure. I dig it. I dig it a lot. The paint, everything looks great on it. So I'm curious on her cape, on how it's going to translate. It doesn't go all the way down to the ground, so I think that'll be a cool one as well. But Wonder Woman right there. And last but not least, we got Scarecrow. Main torso right there. Boom. Awesome figure in its own right. For a figure that doesn't have a lot going on with it, its detail is really cool. I sort of wish he had legs. So, but he actually comes with the Build-A-Figure upper body, chest, torso section. I will say this, based on the boxes, this Build-A-Figure, it's got some weight to it. These boxes are heavy. Even you know, the legs, the arms. All these boxes have some weight to them, other than the hands and the arms. But it still got weight to it. So I tell you what we're going to do. I'm not going to bore you guys with me actually opening up boxes. I'm going to go ahead and get all the boxes open. I'm going to get the figures out their clamshell, and then we'll look at each figure in more detail. We'll talk a little bit about it, and then finally at the end we'll put the Build-A-Figure together, because I've heard rumblings when it comes to this Build-A-Figure that pieces do not stay on, the legs don't stay. So I'm ready to find out for myself. But for now, let's open these boxes up and check these figures out. All right, so we got all the figures out, and yeah, this Bane piece is going to be wickedly cool. I've already noticed some things that I'm not liking, and we ain't even got to the Build-A-Figure yet. But first and foremost, let's talk a little bit about the figures. We'll start with Scarecrow here. I do like the fact it comes with this stand. That's actually really cool. But the actual detail in the figure is just amazing. There is articulation in the shoulders and the elbows, and actually each finger is articulated, which I thought that was an interesting touch. The thumb is not, but yeah, I mean it's a crazy looking figure right there. I mean it's pretty cool. It's got some great detail. I love the coloring and everything on it. So yeah, and we got this really cool flight stand, which is a nice little touch. I'm trying to think if I've ever gotten any other DC figure with a flight stand, and I don't think I have. Yeah, but Scarecrow, he's really cool. I dig him. Like I said, he's only got half of body, so he's only got half of articulation. Omega right here. There's Omega's card. I didn't even show you Scarecrow's card. Apologies, but there's Scarecrow. Got some really cool details on here. Jonathan Crane, 2 foot 9 inches. He weighs 70 pounds. Well, there you go, buddy. As far as Omega goes, real name Bruce Wayne, 6 foot 2 inches, 210 pounds. But there's his card, which I dig it. I love these cards. These are nice touches. The only other accessories that he comes with a pair of fisted hands, a left and right, which is cool. The figure itself, it's the paint on it, I'm really digging, because it's a matte paint job, so it's not real glossy, which I'm not a big fan of glossy paint jobs. And he's got a really cool texture to him. The head sculpt looks really cool, but all this texturing here. And he does have a little short cape on the back, which should not interfere with any kind of articulation. Articulation-wise, shoulders, hopefully these will survive, because I've had some issues with these DC figures, and I can already tell you right now, this shoulder is acting a little weird. It does not want to come up, so I am not going to force it at the moment. This one came up really good. This one is almost like it's got a catch in it, so I'm gonna have to work on that one. Head wise, let's see here, not a lot. Got a good head down, head up, that's okay. Side to side is great. Articulation wise, I would have assumed he would have had more articulation, but that's about it going back, and that's about it going front. But it's cool. Side to side is good. Oh, let's see here. Hips, nothing wrong with that. And knees, we should get a good bend, which we do right there. Nothing wrong with that at all. And we do have the classic toe pivot. I will say, because of the way this is painted and the way the shoe is, the toe pivot actually is almost seamless. It actually blends really well. But Omega's looking good. I dig this figure. I don't really know what I will come up with for him, but it's a good figure. And I'll say, I still believe this. DC has been doing an amazing job with their figures. They really have. And I have no complaints. The last night, Batman, we've already done an unboxing review on him. But once again, this is my favorite of the four. I dig this figure, the way it looks. It's unusual, and I like that. So there we go. Last but not least, we have Wonder Woman right here. Diana Prince, 6 foot even, 185 pounds right there. And we got a mohawk. Here's my complaint right off the bat is this sword. This sword is paper thin. I mean, look at this. I mean, just very little pressure. This should have been a little harder plastic. This is like almost paper. I mean, you can take this thing and literally do this to it. This to me is not an acceptable weapon, because it's so hard to keep it straight. I don't know. I'm really disappointed with this. I'm really disappointed. It's sad that we, I guess for lack of a better term, did a shortcut. And that's what I feel like. The handle and the hilt look great, but this thing is literally paper thin. This card right here is stiffer than this sword. I mean, look at this. I mean, I'm just lightly flicking it, and it bends. So that's disappointing. McFarlane Toys, Todd, if you're watching this, Wonder Woman needs a sword. I'm just saying. This is, yeah. I may just have to make a mold and cast a resin sword just to give it some weight to where it feels like something. This nothing. And again, when you take a card, just a collector's card that has more substance, and it's a piece of paper than something that is, yeah, that's it. That disappoints me. The figure itself, let's check her out. First and foremost, the colors, everything looked really good on it. We got a really good texturing on her cape. Her sheath, thank goodness she has a sheath, but that's another issue that I'm having right now, is with the actual sheath, and I'm going to try to show you here in a minute. But articulation-wise, head-to-head or side-to-side is great. She can look down and up is really good. I do like the fact she has a really cool braid going on her hair, and her face sculpt actually looks really, really good. I'm curious with shoulders based on this. I don't think we'll go much past 90 because of her cape here, and yep, that's pretty much it. Elbow wise, that elbow is crazy stiff, but fully collapsed. Wonderful job there. Let's see what we got going on here. And it's got like a ratchet thing going on. Ab wise, nothing. Lower back, she can look up good. She does have a side to side, which is good. Hips articulation should be good, which, yep, nothing wrong with that. And as far as knees goes, stiff joint, of course, but right there for the knees. So articulation wise, I have no complaints. And of course, we do have a toe pivot, which I was actually wondering how that would translate with her boots. She's a little too clean, personally. I mean, it's I think a little bit of selective weathering would look really good on her. The sheath, yeah, I mean, look at the size of this sheath. This sheath is huge. It is massively huge. I don't know. It looks out of proportion to me, but I may be nitpicking right now. It does pivot, and honestly, the sword, if it fits in it, but again, right there, it's too big. My biggest complaints are with the sword itself. So, yeah. And again, I'm probably just nitpicking right now, but sometimes you got to, right? I mean, you know, we're not kids, we're adults. You know, we pay good money for the figures, and like I said, this is a major disappointment for me as far as the sword. The sheath itself is another one, because if you look at that massive hole right there for the sword to go in, I mean, it literally, it is so big of a circle or tube that, I mean, it just drops right in. So, and it is an open sheath as well, which I don't fully understand that. But let me see if I can get her orientated here. The cape is actually in the way, but right there, it's an open sheath, which I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of open sheaths like that, because as a photographer, when I'm taking photos, that's something that's going to be annoying. But there we go. Wonder Woman. Boom. We got the Build-A-Figure. We got all the pieces. We got all the figures. Overall, I'm not totally, completely disappointed with the figures. Scarecrow's great. Omega, he's great. Last Night, he's great. Wonder Woman's not bad. It's just that sheath and sword that just is annoying me right now. But anyway, guys, next up, we're going to put this Build-A-Figure together and see if we can, or if I can see some of the complaints that I've been reading and people's been messaging me about when it comes to this Build-A-Figure. So I'm going to take these guys, move them off to the side, get all the pieces together, and we're going to put Bane together. So I will be right back. All right, welcome back. Got the Build-A-Figure pieces, and first and foremost, I think this is a cool Build-A-Figure. I hope some of the things that I've read and people have messaged me are exaggerated, but I don't know. Toy collectors are pretty good about stuff like this. So we'll start with the torso and the head. The first thing I'm noticing is the peg. There's not a lot of clearance there in the head. So when you actually peg him in, wow, that's interesting. But that was a good positive snap. But right there, we got his head on, which is proportionally very small. We'll do his left arm. Let's see what happens with this. Man, that's a tight joint. Wow, that is like crazy tight. Wow. All right. Interesting. That is crazy hard. That is insanely hard to put in. What in the world? That is, there it went. That one did. Wow. That's but it was a positive snap. Boom. That one positive. So We got the arms. Let's check out the hands. This is an interesting peg on the hand, so I'm curious because it doesn't have an actual peg hole. It's just like flat. So okay, see right there. So you got a ball and joint and a socket that pops. No ball and socket. This is like a pressure fit. So it's just, this is slightly bigger than what it's going into. Wow. I mean, look at that. Wow. All right. There may have to be some glue applied with that. That is crazy. Look at this. All right, what's this? Todd, come on. Come on, Todd. Yeah, I will definitely probably put some glue right here on the bottom. And let's see if this one's, that one's a little tighter. That's okay. That's a little tighter. Wow. There we go. I will say this, the figure itself, the detailing looks great. It looks really good. All right, so here's the biggest complaint that everybody's been talking about. And I can tell you, this is the same as the hands. It's like a little compression style fitting, almost like an O-ring. Oh man, that does not even want to go in. That is crazy. Because you're trying to get it. So, okay. First and foremost, this cutout right here is actually hindering getting everything on. Wow. That is that's not cool. It's not. All right, let's try the other leg. Wow. This is oh my goodness, this is insane. I don't even know if I truthfully don't even know if glue would hold these. That's sad. That's I mean, that's bad. So far, the head and the arms are the only thing that have a ball and socket connection. And the crazy thing about it is, if you glue it, you can't pivot it. And trying to get this thing in here is, yeah, guys, I'm actually a little disappointed right now. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I discovered something. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, I thought I discovered something. I thought it was a lock, because when I hooked it in there and pivoted it or turned it, it actually seemed to grab. Okay. Okay. Oh, man. Hang on. So if you actually push or twist it and twist, it wants to go on a little better, but wow, that is just, that's terrible. That is literally, I mean, this is such a cool figure. Such a cool figure. And to have it just be utter, I mean, this leg here is so, I mean, it don't even want to remotely go on. It's almost like this is too big. The opening. That is, I mean, look at this. I mean, wow. Wow. I honestly do not have words right now. I truthfully do not have words. I know people had messaged me and they told me that the legs are terrible. The legs fall off. I was utterly shocked. I'm not going to say I didn't believe people, but I'm like, man, sure, maybe it was just manufacturing issues, but I mean, this literally right here, there is absolutely no friction here. None. I mean, it's like this hole is too big for this peg. I don't even know if I could glue this and if it would work. And the crazy thing about it, I mean, this is terrible. Wow. Yeah, I mean, look. Absolutely the worst Build-A-Figure ever right here. Wow. So disappointing because the figure itself looks great. The paint, the textures, the design, it all looks amazing. But for you not to be able to actually imagine a kid, right? Here's a kid that saved up his allowance money, that's buying these figures to get this Build-A-Figure, and it does this. I mean, I can overlook some joint issues, but it's really hard for me to overlook this, because this is just, why do this kind of fitting? Why? And I mean, I don't get it. Why? And I mean, look, there is literally nothing there for this attached to. And wow. Wow. And you guys know me. I mean, I don't complain much, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're buying these figures for this, you are going to be sadly mistaken, and you're not going to be happy at all. I mean, whatever these fittings, these style fittings are, whoever's doing quality control, why do this instead of a ball and socket like you did in the arms? Why? Write me, send me an email, tell me why. Because I mean, look at this amazing detail in this figure, and it's even got a toe pivot. I mean, this thing is wickedly cool, but it's totally unfunctionable. I mean, literally, I'm gonna have to have anything to do with this figure at all. I'm literally gonna have to glue everything together. I mean, both legs and both hands are going to be glued together. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. You take some really cool, I mean, I can't even, I mean, okay, so I could, I mean, Scarecrow's got this little peg right here, and that actually is what pegs into his back. But since this Build-A-Figure is so terrible, I can't even highlight this properly. You know, I mean, this is the moot point right now because of this. All right, there we go. Right there, the worst Build-A-Figure ever. And the whole time I've been collecting, and the whole time I've been just in this thing with toys, I have never seen anything this janky. So yeah, my soul is not refreshed right now. But anyway, guys, I think that's going to do it for this video, because honestly, I'm going to have to figure out how to fix this. I think I'm just going to, I don't know, I may just send an email to McFarlane and be like, what here, watch my video. Why? Just tell me. I'm curious, because I like their toys. I mean, I like their figures. They're really cool figures, but I mean, I've had this Batman here, his arm broke. I had to glue it. Red Sun's leg popped off. If I mess with this too hard, I guarantee you this shoulder will come off because it's so stiff. The figures are great. I like them. They got great detail and they're amazing toys. But think about it. You know, you got $100 or whatever in pieces to build this, and it just like does that. That is so disheartening. So for everyone that sent me a message or a comment and told me about this, every one of y'all were 100% right. I was hoping that it would be better than it is, but ball and socket works every time. Look at there. It's in there. I mean, you can move it. Yeah, that's a toy right there now. I mean, I don't even know what this design is supposed to represent. I don't. I truly don't. But that's going to do it, guys. We're done. We're tapping out. The video's over. My Bane Build-A-Figure, I have the pieces. I just have to figure out how to put it together now. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if you got this figure, what you did to fix it. I really don't want to use super glue. I really don't. Because super glue, I mean, I don't know what, I might use some of the blue tack. I don't know. This leg here, there's such a gap. I don't even know if this flat edge is even touching. I truthfully don't. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you did to fix your Bane Build-A-Figure. But guys, that's going to do it for this video. If this is the first time on my channel, join the movement. 21K in 2021. It's easy. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button and turn notifications on, and that is it. That's my goal for this year, is 21,000 subscribers in 2021. I think we can do it with your help. I know we can do it. And normally this is where I say, always remember, toys refreshes your soul. They do, but this is disheartening. So my soul's still refreshed, but disappointed, 100% disappointed. So Mr. McFarlane, the folks at McFarlane Toys, if you by chance watch my video, I'd love to know why. This is just funny. I don't get it. Peg and socket, non-peg and socket. Seems like it costs more money to do two different ways. But anyway, I don't own the company, so I don't know if I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it. Definitely leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this video and this Build-A-Figure. And I'm going to say it anyway. Always remember, toys, even though they don't necessarily go together the way they should, they can still refresh your soul. And I'll see you guys next time.